In the mountains of northern Morocco sits a city that looks like it was dipped in the sky. No crowds, no rush, just endless shades of blue stacked against ancient stone. This is Chefchaouen, and today, the 6 spots that make it one of the most unforgettable places on earth. Let's dive in. Number 6. Chefchaouen Medina. The Medina of Chefchaouen is not a tourist attraction. It's a living neighborhood that happens to look extraordinary. Its lanes are painted in layered blues, from pale powder to deep cobalt, and every corner reveals something worth stopping for. A hand-painted door, a basket of spices, a cat curled on a warm stone. The pace here is unhurried. Residents chat in doorways, artisans work in open-fronted shops, and the scent of mint drifts from cafes perched above the valley. Light shifts through the day, and those blue walls shift with it, cool and silver in morning, electric at noon, and almost glowing by dusk. The Medina is the soul of the blue city. Walk it twice in different light. Number 5. Cascades Dark Shore. 20 kilometers from Chefchaouen, the Cascades Dark Shore feel like a secret the city keeps to itself. The trailhead is a short drive from the Medina, and from there the path follows a river gorge through shaded forest, over small bridges, past the kind of silence that only exists this far from the road. The main waterfall is the payoff, a wall of white water dropping into a deep, cold pool with mist that hits like a reset button. Along the trail, open-air cafes serve traditional tea perched directly above the water, a perfect stop before heading back. The trail takes roughly 2-3 hours return. Go early to have the pools to yourself. Number 4. Bouzafer Mosque Viewpoint. There are 2 ways to see Chefchaouen: from inside, surrounded by it, or from above, watching it glow. The hill above the Spanish mosque, locally called the French mosque, gives the second view, and it's the kind of panorama that explains everything. The short climb takes 15 minutes. At the top, the Bouzafer Mosque sits quietly against the reef ridgeline, while the whole blue city fans out below: terracotta rooftops, winding lanes, and the faint calls from the Medina carried up on the wind. Sunrise and sunset are the obvious times, but the midday haze has its own character. Bring water and a wide lens. The elevation makes both necessary. Number 3. Talassemtane National Park. Just outside Chefchaouen's wall, the landscape shifts completely. Talassemtane National Park is a protected wilderness of rare cedar forests, limestone cliffs, and deep ravines that most visitors never see. It's the Morocco that exists outside the postcard. Trails here range from easy valley walks to serious mountain routes, all of them threading through terrain that feels genuinely untouched. Natural arts form over gorges, streams cut through rock. The air is cooler and sharper than in the city. Wildlife, including the endangered Barbary macaque, lives in the forest canopy above. Hire a local guide for the deeper routes. The park has limited signage, and the interior trails reward those who know them. Number 2. Ras El Ma. At the eastern edge of the Medina, the city's oldest water source still runs. Ras El Ma, literally head of the water, is the natural spring that made Chefchaouen possible. Long before the city's famous blue paint, there was this cold, clean water descending from the Reef Mountains and flowing directly through the neighborhood. Stone washing basins line the stream, worn smooth from centuries of use. Families still gather here in evenings. Cats track the water's age. And from the cafe tables nearby, the view takes in the full Medina rising up the hillside, framed by the mountains that created all of it. Ras El Ma is where daily life and geography become the same thing, one of the most honest spots in the city. Number 1. The Kasbah of Chefchaouen. Built in the 15th century to defend the city and used as a prison, a palace, and a seat of power in the centuries that followed, the Kasbah of Chefchaouen is the place that holds the whole story together. Its reddish earthen walls cut straight through the blue of the Medina, a visual contrast that feels deliberate even now. Inside, the pace drops immediately. A walled garden with citrus trees and a central fountain sits at the heart of the complex, shaded and quiet. A small museum inside documents the region's Berber, Andalusian, and Arab heritage with objects that span the full arc of the city's history. The tower is the final ascent. From the top, blue rooftops cascade downhill in every direction, and the reef mountains form the border of everything visible. It's the frame that makes the whole image make sense. Arrive when the museum opens to have the garden to yourself before tour groups arrive. The Kasbah is not where Chefchaouen begins, but it's where it all comes into focus. 6 places, 1 blue city in the mountains. Chefchaouen rewards slow travel, the kind where the walk matters as much as the destination. If this helped plan the trip or just made the journey feel more real, the subscribe button is right here. More cities like this one are coming.